Hi and welcome back. I hope you did try some random stuff with Photoshop Workspace. But as the pace of the course demands, we should move ahead. In the previous video, I left things at this screen with two tab groups and two single panels scattered in the middle of the application frame. Now we need some more panels here, specifically Characters panel and Paragraph panel. So go to Windows menu and then click Character. If you are lucky, and most of you should be in this case, you will get the Character panel as well as Paragraph panel docked with the Character panel. And if by any chance not, then go to Window menu and then click Paragraph. And finally dock the Paragraph panel with Character panel. Now all things set, let's set our workspace on the right hand side of the Photoshop interface. Click and hold and drag the Character panel's tab group from its topmost bar to the right hand side of the Photoshop interface. Hopefully, you have your Photoshop window in full screen mode, which will make this process a lot easier. Now keep dragging the tab group out of the screen of Photoshop window slowly. When your mouse cursor reaches the edge of the screen, you will see a blue line appear, similar to that when we were stacking the panels together. When you see the blue line, release your click and panels should be docked on the right hand side of the interface. Now it's time for Layers panel tab group. Click and drag the tab group to right. This time you will not touch the edge of the screen but the bottom edge of the Character panel. Approach slowly. When you reach close enough to the bottom edge, you will see a blue line again, outlining the edge. Release the click and the Layers panel tab group should be docked under the Character panel. By this time, you should have realized that wherever you want to dock a panel or tab group, you will see a blue line highlighting the region the panel is going to get docked if released at that moment. Now we will dock the Colors and Swatches panel to the left of these panels. You will see that Colors panel has been docked on the left side of the Character panel and has taken a lot of space. But we don't want that. We want it to be in icons form on a same vertical panel. So for that, we have two tiny arrowheads pointing right on the top right corner of these panels. And if you remember, these are exactly same as those we used above the toolbar to make the toolbar into two columns. Click it and you will see that this panel collapses horizontally into a slim vertical panel with the panels turned into icons. So we got three icons for colors, swatches and adjustments. Now with these three panels docked in the vertical panel, we will dock the History and Properties panel in that panel one by one. Just click and drag a panel and dock it under the last icon of the vertical panel. And if you like, you can also dock it above the first icon, but not in the middle of those three. They are in one group, so you cannot. Now finish docking your last panel. Now you could have docked one of these two panels in the middle of the panels of Colors tab group, and the panel will be adjusted accordingly and the panel would become a part of that tab group. But we don't want that, because then what will be the use of forming a tab group? We formed the tab group to keep the panels with similar properties and actions together, and Histories panel or Properties panel does not qualify that. Now if you remember, in the previous video, I asked you to click and drag the name tab of a panel and not the top bar of its boundary. This is because to create a habit and differentiate between what happens if you drag it with a name tab and when you drag it with a top bar. When there is only one panel, there is no difference. You can do as you like. But when there are multiple panels as a group, the top bar will let you move the entire group together, and the name tab will move the specific panel, maybe among the panels of the group or out of the group, depends on what the user wishes. Well, right now our workspace is ready. We should save it before God forbid anything happens to it. To save a workspace, go to Window menu, then Workspace, then click New Workspace. This will pop a new dialog box to provide the workspace with a suitable name. Let's save it as 10. Click OK. Now you can also save your work from this drop down menu we saw in previous video. You can delete a particular workspace from Delete Workspace option under Window menu and Workspace, or from this drop down menu again. Just remember, you can't delete an active workspace. You must select another workspace before deleting the current one. Moving on, we can see four horizontal lines on the far right of the name tab of a panel. It is available on every panel, even on those hidden as icons. Just unhide it and you will see. Click and explore the options it shows. There is not much option to relate to customization, so I will not discuss it in this video. In short, it provides you some options related to the panel or panel group it is available on. This is it for this video. See you in the next video.